Morning, folks. Rob here on a Monday morning, and my phone's letting me know. Guess what? I'm online. Yeah, I already knew that. um, and I've been watching sports pretty much for the last hour, hour and a half. And the big question of the day is, what's next for Tyson Fury? What's next for Deontay Wilder? In every sports program I watch, I mean, come on. Look, I'm not coming out saying I'm the biggest boxing enthusiast in the world, but I did make the call that Wilder was going to get beat because he was too heavy. And look, I'm watching all these. I'm watching all these people on TV today, all the sports reporters and sports analysts, and let's start off with Wilder. They're saying he needs to go back to the gym and learn how to box. Okay, he's 41-1. 41 1-1 or something like that. 43 career fights, and you're telling me he needs to go back in the gym and learn how to box? That's kind of like taking your 80-year-old grandma, teaching her how to drive. I mean, it may happen, but the chances are very damn slim. Come on. What you need to do with Deontay Wilder is this. Teach him how to move. You can do that. You can get movement. But Lord have mercy, if you go teach a man how to box, he won't fight again until he's 40 years old. Come on. Look, the fighting skills he's got. Yeah, you can't do anything more about that. To even come up with the idea you're going to teach Deontay Wilder how to box. Really? 34 years old, you're going to teach him how to box. That's ludicrous. I think it's stupid. Teach him how to move. Teach him how to avoid getting punched. Now, you might be able to do that. Look, when you're moving, you do not always have to move straight back. There is left and there's right. And you can move your head left and right. And you move your body left and right. But my God, if you really think somebody needs to come out of the woodwork and teach this guy how to box, it's time for him to retire if that's what you got to do. It's too late in his career. If you were going to do it when he was 24, not 34, and not 40 fights into his career. Come on. I mean, he got exposed for one reason, because he was so heavy. That was one reason. But he also had a train coming at him. The whole fight was coming right at him, directly at him, and he had no clue as to how to move. He had never, and that's exactly what he needs. Not so much the offensive bump, 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 bump. Look, he needs to go back to the gym against some guys that know how to box, know how to fight in any kind of way possible. And you tell them, look, I want you to go 3 minutes right here. You don't swing one time. I want you to avoid every punch this guy comes at you with. You don't let him even hit you with a jab. All you do is avoid. If all you do is use your gloves to avoid. But with no defense, it's kind of like watching the New England Patriots, in 2007 to 2012, where they're going to have to outscore you. Once you score, they're going to have to come back and score because they just didn't have a defense. That's Deontay Wilder. They're both world champions. I mean, the Patriots were world champions then, and so was Deontay Wilder. He was a world champion. I'm not denying that. But to reinvent yourself at 34 is crazy. You cannot do that. You just cannot just say, okay, now, let's get better. And okay, after you're healed up, let's say May 1st. Now what we're going to do, we're going to spend the next 6 months teaching you, or a year, how to box. Really? What this guy needs more than anything is, number one, he needs a trainer that's going to stick on his ass and say, look, I don't want you ever, ever again over 215. You're your optimal weight. Now, if you go in against somebody that's 295, you can't do anything about it. You got to fight your fight. But when you start trying to do things and react to it, that's when you're in trouble. Okay? That's when you get yourself in trouble. You got to use your own offensive firepower to the best you can, and it's not the best you can when you gain 20 pounds. So number one, you keep the weight off. Number two, yes, go in the gym. Take 2 months. Learn how to move from a punch. His head was standing there the whole damn night and never did move. Yeah, he never moved. I could have hit him. I'm freaking 52 years old. I could have hit him. I could have hit him myself. But for boxing analysts, I mean, and I heard Max Kellerman. He's one of the big mouths I hear saying this. I think he needs to take time to learn how to box. What? What? He is a, what's up, Philip? He is a world champion fighter. He went 40 fights and never lost. And now you're going to come up, well, he met up against Tyson Fury. He needs to learn how to box. Bull. No. He needs to learn how to move. How do you move? When you see a train coming at you, you do not stand there and let him run over you. You don't necessarily have to stand there and box with him. You still got the right hand. You still can strike. But come on. We're going to teach you how to box now. I'm just taken back by that. I heard that this morning. And I'm like, what idiot is going to come up? That's stupid. Teach the guy how to move with his feet and how to dodge punches. He's not going to beat anybody boxing. Not this late in his career. Don't teach him. Teach him how to move, how to avoid punches. Then, if you want going on the offense, you got to do your thing. Now, Tyson Fury. The big talk is Fury, Joshua. All right. It's probably going to happen. Joshua's got another fight coming up very, very soon. I think in April, maybe May. And Joshua, look, let me tell you right now, he's going up against Oleg or something like that. Somebody we've never heard of before. And who is more dangerous? Who is more dangerous than the unknown? Will it surprise me at all if Oleg comes out being a champion? Not a bit. Number one, if he has a good punch, he's got something Joshua doesn't have, because Joshua's not the best puncher at all. We went into this fight saying Fury didn't have the best punch. Fury's got 3 times the punch that Joshua has. And we even said that before this fight even started, that, okay, you're going to line up power with the 4 major guys, and I'm including Ruiz here. We're going to say definitely Wilder be 1. I want to put Ruiz number 2, Fury, and then Joshua. Now, seeing what Fury can do, now I'm not so sure he's still number 3 of those 4, but his right hand still is not Joshua's right hand. I'm sorry, it's just not. But when you're 270 pounds, you can be a train and run right up through people. Yeah, they're going to hold and they're going to. Yeah, that's fine. You can make it as dirt. I mean, you can make a fight what you want to make of it. And if that means I'm just going to be coming at him the whole time and he's going to have to hold on for dear life, because if not, I'm going to run over him and make it nearly, quote unquote, a wrestling match. You can do it if you're 275. Wilder can't do that at 215. Wilder comes in and tries to run somebody over just like Fury did. He's going to get his ass kicked. He's going to get his butt kicked. That's just the way it works. But for Fury now, he's got to be looking at Joshua. He has nothing to gain by fighting Ruiz. Why fight Ruiz? Ruiz is another guy that can snap one off and knock you down. Right? Now, I don't think he would, just due to the fact he's 6'9". He's 5 foot whatever the hell he is. he would have one hell of a time trying to knock Fury out. I mean, he'd almost have to jump to hit him in the face, And that would be probably funny to watch. But as far as I think Fury would beat him. I really do. It's just due to the sheer height, not size, because they don't weigh that much different. But the height makes so much of a difference there. 6'7" with Wilder would be hard for him too. But yeah, Joshua's a big guy. Joshua is a real big guy. But is he capable of staying in the ring 12 or 15? And I've been hearing his camp say they want 15 rounds. But is he capable of staying in the ring 12 or 15 rounds with Fury? Personally, I don't think so. I mean, hell, he did all he could do to escape with Ortiz. I just don't see it. Right now, I think Tyson Fury is the number one in the world. I thought coming into the fight Saturday night that he was the number one fighter in the world. And now when he leaves the ring, it's no doubt in my mind he's the number one fighter in the world. I was one of very few that picked Tyson Fury to win this fight. Now, I had no idea he was going to go in there and clean his clock, hand it back to him, and wipe his nose for him too. I mean, that's just the way it worked. He stole his candy, stole his girlfriend, ate his lunch, and then left his house and walked out a thief. And he didn't steal nothing because guess what? He took it. He took it. That's just the way it works. He came in there and beat the crap out of him. And now you're hearing, well, it's going to be Fury Wilder 3. Fury Wilder 3. All right. If you're Deontae Wilder, do you want a third match with this guy? He just wiped the floor with you for 19 minutes, a little over 19 minutes, and he dominated every damn minute of it. Now, some scorecards even have Wilder winning the round 2. Watch it again. You tell me if he won round 2 or not. From what I saw, Wilder got his butt kicked for 19 minutes. From start to finish. It was never one time when Fury had to back up like, oh my God, I just got hit by something. No. And you've got sports reporters, you got boxing analysts saying, there's a chance. What's up, Brian? There's a chance we could see a Fury Wilder 3. All right. What could Wilder do different? Number one, okay, he loses the weight. All right. He goes back to 212, his optimal weight. So he loses 19 pounds. All right. Now, and this is what I think happened. I think once Wilder heard that Fury stated, I'm coming in this fight 270 or more, I think Wilder thought, okay, look, if this guy comes in here at 270, I have no chance in hell of beating him unless I bulk up. I think it was a reactionary measure by Wilder. I think he immediately said, look, I got to get bigger. His camp even said we don't even weigh him day to day. That is crap. That's garbage. We don't weigh our fighter day by day. If you don't weigh your fighter every time he comes in the gym, number one, you should be firing him. You should send him away because there's a chance you could, be sick, have a virus, anything like that. Look, they should weigh you in walking in the gym, and they should weigh you leaving the gym daily. And I mean, hell, if you go to if you go to the gym yourself and you go to walk for 5 miles and you see a scales, how many times are you gonna hit those scales? If nobody's using them, step on them for a second. Okay. Now I'm going to walk around the track 40 times, or 30 times, or 10 times, or whatever. Well, it's a little small, a little small track. It's an indoor facility. And you walk around a few times and then walk on it, step on the scales again. Of course, you want to know what you're going to weigh after you walk and before you walk. And you're going to tell me a professional fighter, a world champion that's fought 40 plus times, we don't really worry about that. We don't worry about how much he weighs. Yeah. Come on. There's no way in hell. Don't look me in the eye, don't piss in my cornflakes and tell me it's Mountain Dew. Don't do that. Don't even come up with that. Look, I knew from experience. He didn't get it busted. It's actually just a cut. It was just a cut in his ear. It was a cut in his ear, 6 stitches. No eardrum bust. No. He just got his ass whipped. That's all it was. He got his ass handed to him. All right. Yeah, he that's all it was. He didn't bust his eardrum. So now, if Fury's sitting there, and I'm sure he'll sign a contract today, hand it to him. All right, what happens if you're Wilder now? What's the best thing could happen to you? All right, well, I lose 20 pounds. I go back to 212 or 19 pounds, 211, 212. Okay. Every boxing, what's up, Philip, Brian? Every boxing analyst I've been watching on TV this morning says this. Wilder needs to learn how to box. He's 34 years old. He's a world champion. It was his 10th defense. Teach the guy footwork. He does not have to learn how to box nobody. Teach a guy, look, take him outside. Take him outside to the street. See, he has a car coming right there. Move the hell out the way. If the car runs over you, dumbass, you go get hit. That's what was happening with Fury. He kept coming after him, and he won't go nowhere. He never knew one time his right and left. He just went straight back and got the hell beat out of him. Name one time in this fight where you saw him go side to side. You didn't. Every time it's the referee break him up, and then Fury come right after him, fight a little bit more, and then they tangle up again. All right, break it up. He might move over a little bit, and then they fight again. But when he was coming after him, he never moved left, right, down, up, never moved. I can hit somebody if you don't move. Guess what? Look at that. I can even hit my glass full of water right there if it doesn't move. Most kids can. How about a golf ball? You set a golf ball on the floor and ask a kid to hit it with a putter. Oh, yeah, they can do it. Baseball, if a ball's coming to them. Fury is a guy that has big bone structure. He has very big bone structure. He's a lot like Shaquille O'Neal. Shaquille O'Neal could carry 295 pounds and not look it. The only difference with Shaquille was his legs were a lot thicker. Fury's legs are a lot more muscular. So if you look at his legs, he does not look like a big guy. He does not look like a Hulk. He's just a big guy, 6'9", big bone structure, and then carrying 280 pounds because he can do it. Deontay Wilder is more like a Kobe Bryant. If Kobe Bryant would have ever tried to carry 245 or 250, people would have looked at him and said, Lord have mercy, look at that fat son of a bitch. That's what would have happened. That's all the difference is. One of them has big bone structure and the other one doesn't. The other one is a skinny, bony jabroni. That's the only way, and that's the only way to say it. Wilder, if you saw him in the fight, if you saw pictures of him, he looked bigger than Fury. And Fury outweighed him by 40 friggin' pounds. He looked bigger because He came in there. His face looked fat. His stomach. I mean, don't get me wrong. He's cut. He was one cut dude. Don't get me wrong there. But his face. I mean, he looked tired. I mean, he came to the ring like it. Every picture, even before the fight starts, it looks like he hadn't slept in a month. That's the way it looks because he was overweight. He's coming in there. The lights are on him. At first, he couldn't even get a sweat up. And the reason he couldn't is due to the fact when you're overweight, a lot of times working up the sweat's hard. Then when you start working up the sweat, then your mouth, all you got to do is go back and look 4 days ago, 3 days ago, whatever, Saturday, 2 or 3 days ago, when I said what was going to happen in the fight. I said, look, Fury gained some weight. Yeah, he gained about 4% weight. Wilder gained right at 10, almost 10%. You gain 10% extra body weight. Let's say you weigh 200 pounds right now. What's up, Danny? Let's say you weigh 200 pounds right now, okay? I go out here and get you a 20-pound belt, make you walk around the neighborhood with a 20-pound belt and say, okay, let's go walk 5 miles. After about a quarter mile, you're going to say, damn, it's heavy. What's the difference? What is the difference? The man he weighed right at 210. Actually, after last fight, he weighed 208. And he gained all the way to 231. You put 10% extra weight on your body. I don't care who you are. All right, if you're a baby, let's say you got a baby, and I don't know, 2 years old, and he weighs 20 pounds. Then you give him 2 1-pound weights to carry around. He ain't going to do it long. He can't do it long because it's too heavy for him. Okay, that's cool. If you got a kid that's 120 pounds, and you give him 2 6-pound weights to tote around, it ain't going to be long before he says, hey, Mom, hey, Dad, these things are heavy. Because it's more weight than you used to. It's not like lifting weights. Hell, you can lift 50, 100 pounds. That ain't no problem. When you have to carry it around constantly. And then all of a sudden you're inside of a ring and you got a tow truck looking at you. And nobody's even said the word, look, Deontae, move. Because he's never had to. He's never had to move. So every time, if you watch his fights, he's always the aggressor. He's always the guy going after somebody. Well, you look at Fury Saturday night. From the time the bell rang, he was like an animal. He was like a caged animal. And he went right. I mean, he didn't run. He didn't do nothing crazy. But he just went directly after him. And never was his back to the ropes. Not one time. It didn't bust his eardrum. It cut the inside of his ear. 6 stitches. So it missed his eardrum. It wasn't even his eardrum. So can you imagine? This guy, he cannot say, well, it's my equilibrium. There was none of that. Yeah. It was a bust inside his mouth to where his jaw was, where it was hitting his teeth. That's what cut. So it was his ear and that. He has no excuse. None at all. And if you look at any of those punches that Fury hit, there's one real good one where he hit him right here. And I'm not lying to you. His jaw's this far over and the rest of his face is right here. He moved it that far. It had to have broke his jaw. If you look for some of those photos and it's some of the steals, it had to have broken his jaw. It had to have. Because I'm serious, his hand, by the time he got it in there good, was almost under his damn nose. And it won't in front. I'm talking about with the whole side of his face moved. He hit him. He hit him. There's no doubt about it. So, so what should Wilder do and what should Fury do? Well, obviously, My Glory Days boxing today, I have actually I'm going to have Tyson Fury take on Anthony Joshua, the two champions. I'm going to do that in a little while. And I may do a Foreman versus Tyson, Mike Tyson, Foreman versus Mike Tyson fight. A lot of folks was asking that. Yeah, and you're talking about Wilder wouldn't keep his mouth shut. You know why he couldn't? He had to breathe. He had to breathe. Let me ask you this, folks. How many older folks that are overweight do you ever see sitting on the couch or anything? It's no difference. The only difference is this guy's not that old, but overweight. You got to breathe somewhere, and that's where he was breathing, out of his mouth, and he had to side that mouthpiece, and he lost it twice during the fight. But yeah, what's next for Wilder? I personally, oh, okay, I didn't see that. I'm talking about Wilder breathing, though. My God, he was just having a hard time. B.R. Wells, what's up? We're talking about some of the stuff I watched this morning. I don't know if you guys watched any of the sport reporters, or boxing analysts this morning, but they're saying Wilder needs to learn how to box. And I'm rolling my eyes up at that, and I'm thinking, okay, he won 40 fights. He defended it for a 10th time. Well, actually 9 times. He lost his 10th defense of it. And now you're going to go to this man and tell him, look, you need to learn how to box. My thinking is this: trim your weight. Go back to 210, 211, 212, whatever. Go back to your normal weight. Now, we're going to teach you how to move. You're going to move left, right, down, up, every kind of way. So anytime somebody's going to try to railroad you, has Money Mayweather hung up the gloves? I think Mayweather probably is not going to fight anymore. Who knows? He could. Yeah, Wilder's corner should have been fired. Number one, all right, you know the towel got thrown in, right? Well, they had 3 people in the corner, and the other guy actually, after the fight, went in the back room and actually hit the other guy. Did you know that, guys? The one that threw the towel in got hit upside the face by one of the other guys, saying, why'd you do it? Shouldn't have done it. It wasn't your right to do it. So they actually got in a fight right there at Caesar's Palace, or MGM. I think it was in MGM. In the back, before this was before Deontay Wilder even spoke to the press. He actually hit him in the face on the way going back. So, number one, Deontay Wilder needs to do this. He needs to set everybody's ass down in a room and say, look, number one, you're number one. You're the one in charge. Okay? See, when you let's say you want to play football out, in your churchyard, okay? And you don't have somebody in charge of things, then everybody's going to say, yeah, let's do it this way, let's do it this way. And you never have, it's just complete craziness. That's his camp. Number one, he has nobody in charge of it. Nobody's in charge of it. You put somebody and say, look, you personally are in charge. If you see me to the point to where I can't move, I can't go anywhere, there's that towel, you throw it in. None of you have it right. None of the rest of you have that right. Just you. All right. If you see me bleed, nose, mouth, ears, eyes, anything, you take care of that. You look me in the eye and ask me if I'm okay. Not one damn time in this whole fight, Deontay, are you okay? Never heard it. Yeah. Okay, Brian. Yeah, I'll put him on in just a few minutes. Not one time did I hear them say, "Are you okay?" Okay? His ear. Not one time did they look in his ear and wonder, where is this blood coming from? Are they looking out for your best interest? Or are they looking out for a payday? That's what you got to figure out from your corner. You got to figure out some guys that look, not only are trying for you to help you as much as they can, but are also looking out for your best interest. You know, that's a fine line right there, because it's, you can go too far and be too close to friends, but sometimes you need to be good business partners. You need to walk that fine line, and they just didn't. Uh, yeah, well, B.R. Wells, it's just like I said a little while ago. What the first thing I'd do is put Deontae Wilder in the street and say, "Look, here's a car. I want you to move out the way of it. Okay, here comes another car. I want you to stand in the middle of the road. Now move the other side. Now let's get in the ring. All right, you see this punch right here? I'm gonna go right like that with it. I want you to move your head." Because how many times in this whole fight, 19 minutes of fighting, did you ever see him do this? It makes it harder to get hit when you move. But to think for a second, okay, guess what? Let's just clean the chalkboard up right now. Deontay, everything you've ever done in the past, forget it. We're going to teach you how to box. He's 34 years old, folks. He's 34. You teach him how to box, he won't be ready to fight till he's 37. He has the offensive capabilities of winning a fight. You teach him how to move. You can move backwards, but you can also move forward. You can move sideways, left or right. Avoid the punches. Don't get hit. Then guess what? When you get the opportunity, you got a left and a right. We may teach you how to throw a left hook. We might could do that, yeah. But guess what? That devastating right, one of the top fives ever, hit them with it. Make it. If you got to make it sound like you fighting in the playground, do it. He's coming after you. Move out of the way. All right, Danny, have a good one. Move out the way. Move out the way. But Max Kellerman, Stephen A. Smith. Well, I think somebody needs to teach this man how to box. Really? 40-0-1, world champion, undisputed. He runs into a railroad. He runs into a train. That's what happened. He still was 40 pounds bigger than him. But Fury was not tired one bit. That's the thing, B.R. Wells. 273. 273. He was not even tired. And look at all the punches he threw. And he was running over him all night. I had a lot of people tell me, well, you know what? It looks like it was a wrestling match. That's what Fury has to make it. Fury does not have the punching power of some of these other guys. He's got to come right after you. And look, I'm not going to give you enough room to hit me. If I stay all over you and make you carry my weight, good. And then on top of that, Wilder came in bigger. Wilder had no damn chance. I said on Saturday morning, I said, look, Wilder's carrying too much weight. Wilder, yeah, that's it. You got to stay on top of him just like a bear. When he lets go, you swing a couple times and get right back on him again. Stay inside. And everybody said, well, Tyson Fury, he's got that long reach advantage. He needs to stay outside. Had he stayed outside, he might have got popped upside the face. Fury is so big and so long that if you notice, every time they was in the bow hug, he was still hitting him. It won't foul, maybe. All right, Brian, have a good one. Yep. I'm gonna have my fight going in just a few minutes. So if you get a chance, if you got a plug in, put a plug in for it. Yeah, that just for me to hear that Wilder needs to learn how to box, it just got to me. I'm like, what kind of fools are these guys? Look, I'm not a Wilder fan, but I would love to take Wilder to the side and say, look, you got beat up. You got beat up. There's no doubt about it. You want to be a champion again? Learn how to move, and let's cut that weight out. That's his best chance. That's his best chance. Now Fury wants Joshua. Let me tell you something, Anthony Joshua. And you look, it's nothing about being from England or anything like that, because hell, Fury's from over there too. Joshua, you get in the ring with Anthony. I mean, you get in the ring with Tyson Fury, you are going to regret it. Anthony Joshua, this is what it would be like, guys. And I'm not trying to be mean about it. It'd be like putting a kitten in with a Doberman. It really would. Number one, he does not have the punching power of Tyson Fury even. He's not as big. He's not as strong. And hell, he don't knock out most of it. I mean, a lot of his guys that he's beaten, he didn't knock them out. If you don't knock out Tyson Fury, he's gonna keep coming at you. Because if you don't have something vicious, the first time against Wilder, he fought a safe fight. If he don't have to fight safe and he can just keep coming at you like a train, yeah, I don't see anything fighting difference. The only difference is this: Joshua has a fight coming up in April, April or May or somewhere, or March. He's got a fight coming up against, I think it's a Russian kid. We know nothing about that guy. He liable to beat Joshua's ass. Wouldn't surprise me at all. If number one, if he's capable of throwing a punch, and number two, if he's big enough to take care of himself, he can do it. I'm telling you, Joshua is beatable. He's a guy that can be beat. So Osik or whatever his name is, he's coming in there, and I think he's going to give Anthony Joshua all he can handle. Okay. Yep. She's coming home tomorrow. She'll be home, so you'll probably see her Wednesday. Yep. They went to the funeral Thursday. Yep. She's doing pretty good. She's doing all right now. I talked to her last night, and I'm sure I'll talk to her some more today. It's supposed to rain here all day today. But yeah, she's doing pretty well. Thanks at BR Wells. It's 12:14 right now. I think we'll have a boxing match in a little while. Brian said he wanted to let his battery charge for a little bit. So sometime probably in the next hour or two, probably sometime between now and 2 o'clock, I'll have a boxing match going. Anybody that wants to be there, let me know now. Okay, BR Wells, you want to be at the fight? You want to watch a fight? If you want to be there when I start, let me know now. That way I won't start the fight until I know you're there. I'll let it go 2 or 3 minutes. All right. So sometime between now and 2 o'clock, anybody else that wants to be there, let me know. I'll watch for your name before I start. Okay. Hey, that's about it. I'm no boxing. I'm not a big boxing enthusiast, but I called this one pretty close because I just knew when I gain weight, it's no fun for me to carry it around. And I knew for Wilder being a boxer, it wasn't going to be a lot of fun for him to tote that weight around either. So it ended up not being so good for him. I will see you guys a little bit later. I think we're going to do the Fury Joshua fight first. We may do a Foreman Mike Tyson fight later this evening, maybe tonight if I'm home. We'll see what's happening. My parents may come over. I don't know exactly what's happening yet. So till I see you later, till I see you, you guys be safe and be good to each other, and God bless. Have a good one.